Hi, and welcome. Adjusting the camera, but I'm here. I'm here. Welcome to the You Amaze Me recording. This is where story meets soul and soul meets story, a sacred space for my stream of consciousness and my connection between me and you. So, this is where I share things that come up during the week, the wisdom that is present in the moment, but also that I said that kind of showed up during the week that I feel is valuable to spread, however it spreads. And so, here's the message: you are skilled. You already are skilled. You have all the skills. You have the skills you need. You're born with skills. You're born with gifts. You're born with talents, and you know it. And perhaps you diminished them, denied them, felt like they weren't good enough, or that you're not capable, or you're not skilled in the area that you really want to be skilled in. You are. And this is a really radical approach. I don't know why I said radical so many times because it was mind blowing to me when it came, and it comes from where my perspectives come from the field. You could say from the field. They come from things I read. They come from conversations that I have. They come from what I believe in is this intelligence that exists in a greater realm that we all can have access to, that is up here, perhaps in the crown of your head. If you follow me, you know I'm uh, yoga oriented, or I have training in yogic philosophy. And this is your crown chakra. And it's this higher intelligence, this connection perhaps with the divine, whatever you want to believe it is, whether it's from yogic philosophy, whether it's from religion, whether it's from spirituality, whether it's just from the universe, whether it's science and metaphysics based. Regardless, if it is valuable to you, if it resonates for you in this moment, take it in. And so all of my perspectives, wherever they come from, or wherever these ideas come from in the moment, that your mind, so let me backtrack. I tend to be very feeling oriented. And so you can consider yourself, whether you're a thinker, a feeler, or a doer, right? You think a lot, you overthink, you are often in your head. You feel very strongly and deeply, you listen a lot to your emotions, or maybe you constantly engage in action and in doing things. And likely out of those three, you probably do one the most, or more so than the other, or maybe it's two. If you find yourself like in this inertia and oh, I'm never taking action, I'm not initiating anything, I spend too much time in a passive state. Or maybe you're like, oh my gosh, I feel this and I know it. And maybe you don't tune as much to your logic and your rationale and your intellect. All are valuable, all of them. And it's not like they need to be so balanced where, oh, I take away from one, so I give more to the other. Can there be space for all three? Yeah. And so I tend, though, to be very feeling oriented. And sometimes I say, oh, it's my intuition, but it could just be that I'm getting caught up in a feeling. And so in that being more feeling oriented, I sometimes tend to discount the intellect, the knowledge, the logic, the rationale, which kind of grounds you more into the earthly plane, perhaps, or the physical reality. I can be up in here in kind of like dreamland. Um, but I also want to give myself credit because I do analyze a lot. I do think a lot. I enjoy problem solving and critical thinking and viewing things from different perspectives. And so even though I tend to believe I'm such a feeler, I really am also a thinker, and now more of an initiator, taking action, kind of listening to more of this guided, aligned inspiration, and then taking actions and going out of my comfort zone more than usual. Being here and talking here started with going out of my comfort zone. And so when these things come, I just I perceive them, I sense them, I turn them into words that hopefully explain and make sense for people. And so when I say you're already skilled, I mean that from a state of you're skilled at something that you probably haven't even recognized. And this is what is maybe different about this approach. And when I explain it, I hopefully explain it in a way where you understand it, even if it's just one person, or even if it's me getting a better understanding by speaking here. And so I've offered this to my clients this week for those that I feel like it resonates with or would be beneficial. And it's because of also here's where, from my perspective, like the mind meets the body, or your thoughts and your emotions come together. And really, we tend to focus on the past, predict and think about the future. We may be filling in the blanks about the future and not even realizing it because it's familiar and it's known, meaning that we don't like being in the unknown, in this blank canvas, in this open, blank, empty space where we don't know what to expect. So even on an unconscious or unaware level, we may be predicting how something is going to go, or even making a decision that's going to lead to something that's familiar. So it might mean that you go somewhere and you're hoping that it's going to be different, but that it ends up being the familiar, the same. Maybe it's like going to a family occasion and you're hoping that things are light and full of laughter, and really the familiar pattern is, oh, there's tension and conflict and people are disagreeing and you feel uncomfortable. And so the predictiveness of that is that you want it to be better, right? You're like, maybe it'll be light and laughter. That's still a prediction. Or it can be the familiar old of, oh, here we go again. We're arguing, or someone criticized me, or I feel really uncomfortable. Either way, you're filling in the blanks, whether it's from the past of how it usually is, or the future in what you want it to be. And what I'm saying is you be in the present and you don't know how it's going to go. You don't predict. You don't even hope. You just be you in the moment of how you want to feel, or how you feel in the moment. Right? So you do all the things that help support you to be in your most, we could say, positive or calm or curious state, your most centered state, your most you. And you show up not knowing how it's going to go. But the more that you are in the connection with you, the more that will create likely a new familiar with how that situation is going to unfold. And your thoughts stay present with matching your state. So whatever thought you get is aligned with the present moment. Our thoughts are so helpful, but they're the most useful when they are present for your present experience. See, again, it's hard to put this into words, right? But it's the thought of, I'm here right now and I have something valuable to share. I have something valuable to share. I didn't come here predicting this is exactly what I'm going to say. I kind of had the intuitive hit of like, oh, I want to record this so I can talk about it. Okay, so I'm going to take action now and record it so I can talk about it from a state of maybe anticipation, excitement, anticipation of, I don't know how it's going to go, but I'm anticipating that it's going to unfold in a way that is based on how I'm feeling right now. And how am I feeling right now? Well, let's pause, let's breathe. Let's do this together. I'm feeling present. I'm feeling tuned in, tapped in, turned on to me. And I guess we could say that right now feels content. I'm content. I'm content. And I show up in more moments being content. Maybe I am feeling light right now, but not because I'm hoping that things are going to stay light. I'm light, and so my next moment is light. My next moment is light until maybe it's not, because something unexpected happens, because we cannot predict the future. We try. So they talk about in what, like manifestation, goal setting, like predict it, not even predict it. That's not what do they say in manifestation typically? For some of it in spirituality, not all ways of approaches of it are all speakers to it. But typically, they're like, write it out, make the vision board, imagine it. Imagine it if it's already here. When they say imagine it if it's already here, it's because you're in the being state of it that it's here, not all the details. Imagine how you want to feel and feel it. Be it. Be it. And I think we can get this sometime on the logical level, but what it really integrates into your body is, what do you want to feel most of the time? Not based on because of anything in the external reality. How do you want to feel? How do you feel? What are you feeling right now? So you're skilled. You are skilled at something. And you could say, yeah, I'm a great writer. I'm skilled at, for me, teaching yoga. I'm skilled at writing poetry. I'm skilled at being a therapist and maybe actively listening. That shows in the work that I do with my clients, in the poetry that I write, in the yoga that I teach. I didn't initially believe that I was skilled at it. It came about over time, but I already knew deep down something in me. I was born with that skill that I didn't fully have access to, that I didn't fully believe in myself, but it was already there. And I kept listening to the guided aligned action that came from me and maybe this higher state of consciousness or energy that took me in the direction till I finally got there. I could have taken a yoga teacher training 15 years ago when I first got into yoga and knew that I liked it. But I had insecurities where I was like, I could never talk in front of people. I don't like talking in front of people. I have a fear of public speaking. Where did that come from? Because clearly I don't. Clearly I'm not afraid of public speaking. And is that because anybody taught me how to public speak? No. I took communications classes in college and oh my gosh, they were excruciating. I prepared for every speech that I had to give and over and over and over, like until I memorized it, wrote it down, practice, 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 because it was forced and it was graded and it was on a topic that I probably didn't even want to really be talking about. So I wrote it out, had to prepare, had to plan, had to control, was extremely nervous getting up there. But when it's true to you, it's true to you because it eventually comes out naturally. So instead of overthinking, well, what am I good at? What do I want to be good at? What do I want to learn more? What is already natural in your life that you're good at, and listening to that. And so going back even years before when I decided to be a therapist is because I loved the study of behavior. I loved reading about it. I watched movies on, the way that people think and act. And I would talk to friends and they would share things with me without me even asking. That was natural. But then you nurture it. You nurture the natural. So you nurture it by then practicing, or by then taking a class, by seeking mentorship. So here's more nuggets of wisdom or whatever came for this week that is now coming through me again here now, because I want to share it openly, or I just like talking. So, okay. There are habits and patterns of familiarity that you repeat, most likely. And like I said before, we tend to predict, and through the prediction, we repeat patterns of what is familiar. As much as we try to predict and hope something goes differently, it likely is not if you're still focused on the familiarity and the comfort. Even if it's uncomfortable, there is actually a comfort about what you keep repeating. And so let's say that something that you keep repeating is getting into arguments. What else has come up this week? Complaining, irritability, feeling irritable all the time, being anxious and stressed out. And it's like the common things is why people come to therapy. They're like, I do this and it's bothersome. I do this and it's problematic. I do this and I don't like it. I'm so stressed out and I don't like it. Well, if you are stressed all the time, here's what I'm about to say. You are skilled. You are skilled at being stressed, and you're not giving yourself credit. You're not. Why? If you are stressed a lot, and we say, right, oh my gosh, I don't have the capacity. I'm so stressed out and I'm getting sick all the time and I'm having to call out of work, or then I'm getting into arguments and I'm feeling more irritable. You're complaining. You're skilled at it. You are a skilled complainer. And that doesn't, when we own it, when we're like, oh my gosh, there's something about complaining that I actually am comfortable with because it's familiar and it's serving me in some way. Maybe you get attention from complaining. Maybe the complaining just feels good, even though you're like, it doesn't, right? But something about it, you keep doing it. So there is something about it that actually, and this is kind of the radical twist of it, is that actually is serving you, that actually is maybe helping you feel a little bit more alive, a lot alive. I use I use a lot of aliveness. I often believe that the things that we do are the closest that we can get to feeling alive. So if you're complaining as opposed to being like comatose in your bed, and that might be something too. I lay in my bed all the time, but if you're here, you're listening, then you're doing something. So give yourself the credit. I am skilled. I am skilled at staying alive. I am skilled at being at this state of aliveness that is familiar to me. And what's beyond that is unfamiliar to me. And that's scary. But if you're in a stressed state, there's something about that stress state that is thrilling, that you are skilled at. I am skilled at being stressed out. And when I'm stressed out, what do I tend to do? For some people, that stress gets them to complete things. That stress, there's this side of it that, like, right, it might make you sick. It might, right, like lead to headaches, lead to what, hypertension, all the medical things that we say that stress is like bad for. My approach is that those bad things happen by being stressed out because you don't like being stressed out. It's your analysis of it. It's your opinion towards it. It's how you feel about it, because the feeling states are what are most powerful. So it's not the stress, it's your feeling of the stress. I am stressed and I don't like this. Why? Well, we've been conditioned to believe and conditioned to feel and conditioned to think that stress is bad. That stress also has a good side. And when we're skilled at something, our confidence rises. So if you're skilled at being stressed, if you're skilled at complaining, if you're skilled at overeating, give yourself the credit as to where your skills are because you've been doing it for a really long time. And if you're skilled at it, you're confident. If you believe in your skills, and we tend to think skills have to be good, it doesn't really matter if it's good or bad. When you're confident in something, be in the energetic state of your confidence. Like, I'm so good at running around and rushing in hopes that I get places on time. And I get there on time, but I'm like, oh my God, I'm going to be late. Like, rush, 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 go, go, go. I used to leave so early because I planned so much. I planned so much that I would be like, all right, I can leave like 20 minutes ahead of time. If I had a doctor's appointment at like 3 o'clock, I wouldn't plan anything early. This was like old me. I wouldn't plan anything earlier in the day because I was like, I need to get to my appointment at 3 o'clock on time, and something at noon may make me late. and then it kind of went to the opposite of like, I am so structured and so orderly. And it'd be like, okay, let go, Amanda, let that go. And then now it's like, I can fit that in. I have so much time. I can fit this in. I can fit this in. I can fit this in. But then I'm rushing. And I could hate the rush, or I can appreciate my system for getting me to that rushed state so that I'm on time. I'm skilled at rushing. Instead of looking at it as like, I hate that I'm rushed. I hate that I rush. Why can't I plan better? But I used to. And then that was problematic. So this is all about cycles. And we go through cycles. And we need the planning, and we need the like laid back, kind of carefree, but not in the extremes. Just that both matter. There's space for both presently. The present you that is skilled. And in that skill set, you are competent. And so be in the state of confidence. And then your confidence can transfer to other things that are also important and valuable to you that you want to continue to enhance your skill set on. Most people want to feel confident in themselves, because what's the other side of that? I'm not good enough. I'm not good. I'm inferior, inadequate, inefficient. You also are probably skilled at feeling that too. And that doesn't have to be good or bad. It just is. But because you might be so uncomfortable with feeling inferior or inadequate, then instead it's stress, because the stress can propel you, or the stress state can also paralyze you. But That's probably safer to feel than inadequate. So appreciate the way that your system tries to protect you from these unpleasant emotions. It's understanding yourself and the why of why you do it is important, because you create this relationship with self of acceptance and love and compassion. So if you complain a lot to avoid the discomfort of tension, we think, well, complaining that I won't be as tense, but you're still tense because you're feeding that energy. So, oh, okay, now I get it. I'm complaining a lot and I'm still tense. I'm still irritable. I'm really good at doing that. I'm confident in myself in doing that. Be in the state of confidence. Doesn't always have to be so focused on what you're confident in, just I am good at this. That doesn't give you continued permission to keep complaining. It actually breaks through the pattern of complaining because there's not the tension that's around it of, I do this so much. This becomes from awareness, and there's people who complain and have no awareness. What is it that the carefree, the carefree are blissfully unaware. Someone said that this week and it really hit. If you're here, you're open to being aware and to explore these patterns within yourself. What do you do a lot that you tend to judge and critique and dislike about yourself? Where are you feeling discomfort in your life repeatedly or often? You're skilled at it. And notice if there's resistance in saying that. And then take that confidence that's already within you. Let it transfer. Let it transmute. This is the alchemy. This is let it alchemize, because we can't just go from I don't like that I do this and I want to do this, right? I don't like that I feel tension and stress all the time and anxious all the time and I want to feel calm. You probably don't really want to feel calm. You want to feel alive, and calm can come because you already might feel a little lighter and calmer when you were like, for me, I'm so good at being anxious. But there's a thrill in that. I like the mystery. I worry about controlling things and things not going my way, but now I'm transferring that. I'm so good at that. But now I'm transferring that anxiety to the next level of what's even more anxiety provoking than control. I control things because I'm anxious and I want them to go a certain way, because what's more anxiety provoking than that is being unknown and the unpredictable. Like I said earlier, if I just let go and I don't control, then I'm even more anxious. But I want to be skilled enough to be in that. I need to be confident enough to be in that state of unknown and tolerate and enhance my capacity for that anxiety. I already have a great capacity to be anxious about things and try to control them. That's a repeating pattern. Let me plan my day. Let me talk to this person. Let them manipulate them in some way to get what I want. What do I want? I don't want them to be mad at me. I want them to like me. So I perform, and I'm really good at reading people, camouflaging myself to be what I believe they want me to be, giving in and people pleasing, but I'm anxious that they won't like me. That's how it starts. So I do things to get them to like me. I'm so skilled at that. I am confident in my ability to do that. And now that I've reached that, instead of being judgmental of like, oh my God, I perform all the time and I'm anxious all the time and I'm masking and I'm people pleasing and that's bad and that's wrong and I want to be my authentic self. That's a part of my authentic self. Not like my deep true self, but that's a part of me. And in my confidence, well, now, oh my God, I can rise and I can go to the next thing that's anxiety provoking. That's actually going to be probably amazing, is taking down the mask and stepping into the unknown. Because if I don't perform and if I don't control, I have no clue what's going to happen. It's so unfamiliar. And that's risky, but I like risks. That's thrilling, and I like thrill. That's mysterious, and I like mystery. But previous me, I only like mystery as long as I'm in control of it. I love watching psychological thrillers because I don't know what's going to happen at the end. But that's a little safer than my life is a psychological thriller and I don't know what's going to happen. And I try to predict the ending. No, because I'm so skilled at having this capacity for my anxiety that I can go to the next level of it. into this blank open canvas, taking down the mask and being myself. And that's me right here. So take this as it is. I'm going to pick a card. I tried to explain that as much as I could in the most rambly of ways. So this is the herbal astrology deck. It's the deck that I used on the very first recording. So I'm excited to see what we get. It's going to be, it's one of these two. They stood out to me. Usually it's the one that fall, but that stood out. So we'll see. It's two of them. One or two. One or two. Right hand is one. You pick which one works for you. I didn't know I was going to do this. This is fun. One is my right hand, and two is my left hand. So there's multiple people hopefully listening to this. Oh my God, hope. Don't fill in the blank. There's multiple people. I don't know. Maybe listening to this. That's what it is. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know how many people are going to listen to this. That's okay. It's being that unknown. Okay. If you picked one, we have the beloved Demania. I don't know how to say that. Damania. Oh my gosh. I really botched that. Damiana. All right, I'll read that for the people who picked one. It's beautiful. It's number two, which, okay, a lot of these align with the tarot deck. So I'm thinking this is Two of Cups. If you picked one, Two of Cups, and then this herb that we're going to read about, this is so beautiful with the flowers coming out of the head. I love the artwork in this. And it's like cups, water, emotions. Two of Cups is emotions, and it's union, it's relationship coming together. And then two, Lavender, Weaver, Lavender. It's a woman with a baby on her back, and there's some sort of animal maybe laying behind her. I mean, lavender to me is calming. Okay, let's see. I will read these first. Two. Nope, it's not two. Wow, it's 11. I was thinking Roman numerals. 11, 1, 1, 1 and 1. Still, Two of Cups. I said Two of Cups because I thought it was two. This is still the Two of Cups, but it is 11 coming in there. That's why. Okay. 11. The beloved. Magnetism, attraction, kindred spirits, soulmates, relationships, intimacy, sacred play, finding the beloved within. Oh, Demania, if I'm saying that correctly, is native to Central and South America, and its use dates back to ancient Maya and Aztec traditions. This is a rejuvenating plant tend to restore sexual vitality and strengthen your reproductive system. In a classic love potion found among the Mayans and several indigenous people in Mexico, fresh juice is made from the leaves and flowers of this plant and sweetened with sugar cane. Mayan ceremonial drinks used in religious rites often used demania or cacao. The Maya also chewed on the leaves or used them as a poultice and even as a smoke for relaxation and lung cleansing. It literally means asthma broom. In folk medicine throughout the Americas, Demania has been identified as an aphrodisiac, antidepressant, and cough suppressant. It is used to treat menstruation irregularities and cramps, constipation, bronchitis, headaches, stomach aches, ulcers, anxiety, performance anxiety, and more. This is ruled by the planet Venus, of beauty and art. It rules the metamorphosis of cells, their reproduction, enrichment, and transformation. So this represents the universal principle of the beloved within relationships and within ourselves. The alchemy of polarity is what we're made of. And this integration of opposite is what births the beloved. This card represents the journey of coming together, reuniting with yourself, lover, friend, family, important people in your life. You are in an important period of making choices and establishing boundaries, especially with those you'd like to deepen and expand, or those you feel the need to shed or distance yourself from. Demonia reminds us of the importance of shaking off rigidity that often depletes creative reserves and sacred play. If you feel unsatisfied, emotionally unavailable, take the time to be in solitude and nourish your creative centers. Often separation becomes the basis to reunite once again in higher frequency. True love is the key to lasting relationships and most importantly with yourself. Well, this is beautiful. So beautiful. I've never picked this card. I haven't used this deck too much, but I have not seen this card, and I love it. So really take it in. We can tap on that. All right, Lavender, real quick. Polarities. We need them. Chaos and order. We need both. Lavender. Weaver. It is the weaver of potential, new beginnings, intuitive intellect. Like I said, I am often in my feeling state. And now I'm really giving this appreciation and this gratitude for logic and intellect and rational and thought. Not the thoughts, though, about the past and the future, but the thoughts that are coming in right now and helping you with decision making, helping you to feel inspired, to then listen to that, to then take action. Not to the random, scattered, chaotic, racing thoughts, overthinking, but the thought that aligns. It's like this subtle voice. Sometimes it's not even really a thought. Like how I said this was Two of Cups. That aligned so much in the moment. I didn't think about it. I just spoke what I saw. Okay. Lavender, often used for cleansing, perfumes, used to cleanse the body and cleanse the spirit. Lavender, like other herbs, such as blue lotus, is healing, forms of healing. Ancient Greeks and Romans learned from Egyptians regarding the healing powers of these perfumes and medicinal scents. Lavender oil. It's a great medicine used internally to relieve headaches, indigestion, menstrual cramps, upset stomach, sore throat, antiseptic to assist with burns or treat with ailments. Lavender helps the nervous system to relax, assist in calming, inducing sleep, improving memory. Lavender is said to be ruled by Virgo and planet Mercury, the messenger, the connector, the communicator. Mercury represents the bright intelligence in all matters involving the mind and conscious perception. Lavender embodies Mercury's energy as it opens the mental channel, fine-tunes, and refines your mental processes and liberates communication and comprehension. These two together, right? Love, your beloved, your energetic state, and the intellect and the communication that then comes. Bridge the two together. Feeling cups. Lavender. Is having so much fun. Lavender is much like the medicine of spider, a master communicator. Lavender's medicine provides us the power of discipline and focused energy, key elements to enable aligned manifestation. Spider is here today to remind you that when you're not communicating from higher alignment, we quickly become entangled, overly critical, and block the flow of creativity and healing communication. Moving in that frequency of confidence, higher frequency. You are skilled. You have the capacity. Of course, you have the capacity because you are constantly in too much. But if you didn't have the capacity for it, it would kill you. It hasn't killed you. You are not too much. You are exactly where you are meant to be. You are perfect. You were born perfect. Remember that. Connect to the energy of the spiral. That's the You Amaze Me spiral. To journey into your shadows and allow this self-organizing system to facilitate higher alignment to your foundation. Use the gifts of communication such as music, poetry, art, and dance to nurture creativity as you weave your life. You are the creator of your life, but it needs to be on that blank canvas. If you keep filling in the canvas with your, I hope this is what it is, I'm drawing it out, I'm vision boarding, I'm journaling, and to still do all that. You can still do all that, but it will come faster when you're willing to be in the unknown. So separating from the familiar of the past and saying, I'm really skilled at doing that, and now I'm confident at it. I'm leveling up. I've reached that point, and now I am fully here in this state of my beloved connection to self and others in beautiful, creative, calming, healing lavender, and the communication and the intelligence of your thoughts. Pull them, bridge them in. Let's tap. Let's follow along. There's tapping videos on my page if you're not familiar with tapping. But you can also just follow along and be here in the unknown. Sometimes I speak really quickly. That's how it channels and comes through me. So however it comes, I let it be that. Okay. So even though I tend to overthink and stay stuck in the past and try to predict the future, I am okay. Even though I tend to overthink and stay stuck in the past or try to predict the future, I accept myself. Even though I'm not fully connected with my beloved self, I deeply and completely love, honor, and accept myself. To the eyebrow. All the stress, the tension, the anxiety, all the stress, the tension, and the anxiety to the side of the eye that I tend to repeat, underneath the eye. It's really familiar. It's really familiar underneath the nose. It tires me out. The chin, till I'm so burnt out and exhausted. To the chest. Fed up underneath the arm because I judge it. To the wrists, like I don't like it. To the top of the head because my joy threshold is so small. To the eyebrow. I'm changing my approach. To the side of the eye. New perspectives underneath the eye, which sometimes I resist. Underneath the nose because I want to control it. The chin. I want things to be better and different now. To the chest. I struggle to accept things as they are. Underneath the arm. That I've been led to believe that there's something wrong with me. To the rest, even if I wasn't fully aware. Top of the head. I just keep repeating patterns. The eyebrow. And they felt painful. The side of the eye. To my ego, my consciousness. Underneath the eye. But deep down, they're familiar and maybe even a lot comfortable, or I like them. Deep down, they're familiar and maybe even comfortable, and I like it underneath the nose. I'm going to let that sink in. To the chest because I'm skilled. To the chest. I'm confident. Underneath the arm. I'm connecting. To the rest, to myself. Top of the head. Opening up. To the eyebrow. To all the polarities. To the side of the eye. To the chaos. Underneath the eye. To the order. Underneath the nose. To the cycles. The chin. Just like the seasons. The chest. We move through cycles. Underneath the arm. And we spiral up. To the wrist, where I'm getting better and better. To the top of the head. And now I'm a magnet. To the eyebrow. For all that I desire. The side of the eye. Because I'm confident. Underneath the eye. I'm already confident. Underneath the nose. I'm already skilled. To the chin. And I'm feeling that now. To the chest. I believe it now. Underneath the arm. I radiate this confidence and skill. To the wrist. And it translates, transmutes, it alchemizes. It translates, it transmutes, and it alchemizes. To top of that, it's already happening. The eyebrow on the internal cellular level. To the side of the eye. I feel different already in my body. Underneath the eye. That I can be in the unknown. I can be in the unknown underneath the nose, this blank, open, empty space, this blank, open, empty space, the chin. And it's anxiety provoking. It's anxiety provoking to the chest. I'm really good at anxiety. I'm really good at anxiety underneath the arm. So I'm ready for this. I'm ready for this. The rest. It's that excited anticipation. It's that excited anticipation, the top of the head, that all is possible. That all is possible. The eyebrow. And I listen to my ideas. I listen to my ideas, the side of the eye. I take inspired action. I take inspired action underneath the eye, and I follow up. And I follow up underneath the nose, and I experience all the signs and synchronicities. I experience all the signs and synchronicities, the chin, the courage to keep going, the courage to keep going, the chest. I'm connected. I'm connected underneath the arm. I'm alive. I'm alive to the wrist. In the calm, mystery, and thrill. In the calm, safe, mystery, and thrill. To the top of the head. In full alignment in mind, body, and heart. In light and love and magic and miracles. In full alignment in mind, body, and heart, and soul. In love, magic, light, miracles. In, oh my goodness, just keep tapping. In light, love, magic, and miracles. Okay, I wanted to say it, that where it flowed. Let that sink in. Notice how that was for you. Presently. Present. In this beautiful blank open canvas that you create. Not by force, but by being. And these practices, these conversations support you in your being and opening you up. You have so much capacity and you are so incredibly skilled. So thank you for showing up and being here with me. You amaze me and I love you. Feel free to check out my website, look at the show notes, look at the description, like, comment, subscribe, share. Thank you. Comment. Let me know how this was for you. And where are you? Where are you in the world? You amaze me. I love you.